Welcome, everybody. Once again, reporting live from somewhere. As your boy Easy E2D2 coming through, hanging out. We are here wanting to again tap in. It's Sunday Fun Day. Right, we are here to game out a little bit today on a beautiful Sunday. I hope everybody's doing well, and you and yours and loved ones are doing awesome. I wanted to start today with this article that my producer, if that put me on to, that I wanted to make sure to kind of go through and read a little bit, because it really kind of highlights and captures so much of what it is that I think the community is really feeling and reeling on, which is, again, very, very disheartening news. But something to really make the point and to really drive the sentiment of the potential is always going to be there for a Destiny 2, and even beyond that for Destiny 3. Again, title here from the Game Post from Zuhad Ali from today, March 24th. Bungie reportedly allowed Destiny 2 devs to keep working on Shattered Cycle and future content even after leadership had already decided to end live service support earlier this year. Which, again, the title itself, that already lets you know where the blame really should lie. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Devs are never the ones that look to first for accountability in these issues, right? They're the ones that are pouring their heart and soul into things that make us want to come back to the game, make us want to come back to these worlds. I'm going to be reading here a few major points. Again, a new report claims Bungie developers kept working on Shattered Cycle and future Destiny 2 content even after leadership had already decided to end live service support. So there again, right, the fact of the matter is that they have decided in isolation, in the silo, and in the cover of darkness, essentially, the very thing that we as Destiny 2 gamers have fought against in-game and even potentially outside of that as well. So much of what they've decided to do was keep things in the dark. Again, Bungie's announcement this week hit Destiny fans hard. The studio confirmed that Destiny 2's final live service content update, Moment of Triumph, will launch on June 9th, 2026, bringing an end to the active development for the game after years of expansions and seasonal updates. The game will stay online, but the days of Destiny 2 getting regular new content are coming to an end. As we continue reading here, the aftermath has only made the situation feel worse for players and, reportedly, people inside Bungie. I think I take a step back and try to remember the folks who are really hurting right now in terms of their heart and soul being essentially kind of ripped out right from under them, and in isolation, obviously. Decisions being made without their input, without even their feedback, without even drawing from the well of experience and expertise that the developers levy and kind of leverage in that particular way, which sucks, right? So if your developers aren't having a good time and they're not enjoying creating the game, of course the game isn't going to be landing in the way that you want it to, no matter how much you try to extract and do the glitz and the glam of it all. Reports have claimed that Bungie is planning significant layoffs after the June 9th update. While Destiny 3 is not currently in development, there are also reports no other Destiny-related projects greenlit after this at the studio right now. Right, again, with those layoffs, it's really just becoming a shell of itself. And again, I don't think that this is the right move. I think that Sony is making a massive mistake in this endeavor, and it's going to cost them a great deal more than what it's currently costing them now, because it is now building a level of sentiment within any community, the Destiny community, which is a large, long-standing, and committed community. Right, you got folks like myself who, again, I've been gaming this game for about 12 years. You know, been here since 2015. Even before then, kind of tapped in a little bit before. Even before I had the access to a PlayStation 4, right? I've been coming back time after time, disappointment after disappointment, high after high. And so this, again, bodes that they are literally they don't have any idea whatsoever of what the pulse is. Now, one of the more frustrating details to come out of this week's reporting is about Shattered Cycle, the now canceled Destiny 2 expansion that was originally set to release in the summer of 2026, just around the corner. According to new details, work on future Destiny 2 content, including Shattered Cycle, was still happening even after the Bungie leadership had already decided earlier this year to end live service support. So right there, that key point is one I'm going to continue to come back to as the linchpin of why Destiny 2 is being shoehorned out of the hands of the real developers, out of the folks who really can make it something incredible and continue to make it something special. I mean, quite literally and honestly, this is just like any other workplace, just like any other hierarchical structure that is based in a parasitic type of capitalism that decides to extract as much from whatever it is that they're extracting from without any care for its sustainability, right? This, to me, bodes like an oil driller's complex. We're going to continue drilling oil, baby, drill, baby, drill. We're going to extract from the earth as much as we humanly can, and then not get anything once it's done. Because once those reserves are up, that's it. There ain't nothing left there. And you can say, oh, well, there's reserves for the next 1,000 years. But at the way the way we consume, right? And again, looking at the video game context here, you can extract as much as you want, but we as gamers and as a community are not an infinite source. If you treat us as oil, right? Whereas treating things as sustainable energy, let's say the sun, right? Solar power, the sun will keep burning and we didn't got to do nothing about it. We just got to create the systems to continue absorbing that incredible resource, harvest it in a way that ultimately, feeds back 10 times over. So again, right, going back to keeping, again, Bungie reportedly kept most employees in the dark about Destiny 2's live service end. Never a good idea. Never a good idea. I don't care what company, what size. You keep folks in the dark who are working for you and make decisions behind their backs with zero input. Yeah. The new information comes from Paul Tassi at Forbes, who shared more details from inside Bungie after the studio's announcement. According to the report, the decision to end Destiny 2 support and move at least some resources over to Marathon was made earlier this year. Again, what time earlier this year? Probably when they decided to push back the drop date, right? So I'm thinking sometime in March, even before that, probably in February, which is crazy to think about. The problem is that most of Bungie reportedly did not know that the decision had been made until public announcement on Thursday this week. Again, it's like, by the way, you're fired in public so that everybody can see it. Why would you want to even work for anybody like that? So it is Bungie killing Bungie. Like, the leadership is literally asphyxiating the company. It's asphyxiating the development of great content in gaming. So of course, with this, why would I want to go buy Marathon? For what? So I can support a company and line the pockets of executives that are not going to actually treat their developers and their workers correctly? Absolutely not. Let's be so for real about that. Again, that means, reading the article again, some developers are still working on content that internally no longer had a future. Tass's report says, quote, work continued on future Destiny 2 content, including future expansions like Shattered Cycle, and did not stop immediately when this decision was made. The report also claims that some teams did not know what was coming. These included people working on the final June update and some developers who had already moved over to Marathon. Those teams reportedly begged leadership to tell more people because keeping so many employees in the dark created division inside the studio and left those who knew feeling isolated. You're never going to get a good product out, and you're not going to have content that is worth playing. Marathon 2... again, had potential future. It's probably still a pretty good game overall, but it's things like this that keep me as a gamer from even wanting to purchase the game any further. Why would I want to support a company that does this? As simple as that. Fans are already reacting to what might correct. Let me back up a little bit. Fans are already reacting to what this might mean for unfinished Destiny 2 content. One player wrote on Reddit, quote, "Rip to all the bits of partially finished Shattered Cycle content that will sit unplayed in a Bungie hard drive somewhere for eternity." Another said, quote, "Damn. There's almost certainly an unfinished raid that we may never get to play unless we get a D3. Sad. A third fan added, quote, such a shame, we'll never see it. Devs just need to leak modding tools and let the community keep the game alive indefinitely. Again, there's something to be said about proprietary and IP rights and things of that nature, but let's be clear about the reality of the situation. That in so many ways, if that were to happen, you know how many incredible things will come out of the game for the community that will end up being good for a Bungie, good for a Sony, but they don't see it that way. They won't see it that way, unfortunately, because of the way that they're going about layoffs, right? The way they're going about even reporting these things. Again, welcome to the dark side and ugliness of corporate America, no matter how much you try to spin it as, oh, we make games people want to play. No, that's just a tagline that comes from big head companies, AAA studios that have really lost the touch of what made their games incredibly memorable and just worth playing in the first place. Right? Gone are those days of midnight premieres outside of GameStop. Right? Like that kind of community has really just died out. And some of us who live that are now online trying to revive some of that in the digital space. You know, in many ways, I hope that it can be. Shattered Cycle wasn't the only expansion that was already officially confirmed by Bungie. Last year, the developer also announced a fourth expansion in the Fate saga called The Alchemist, which was supposed to come out in winter of 2026, now has been cancelled as well. This also comes as reports say Destiny 3 is neither in production nor greenlit, and that Sony is cautious about funding such a large project right now. A fan petition asking Sony to develop Destiny 3 has also taken off, passing 130,000 signatures in less than 2 days. I myself also signed that petition. I would invite you all to sign that petition as well. It's on change.org, I believe. And yeah, I mean, it's just about putting it out there. It really is just about letting folks know what it is. And again, 130,000, that's not even peak Destiny players. That's not even lifetime Destiny players. If lifetime Destiny players from way back when up to today, and even new players who want to see this thing continue, start to sign this, then all of a sudden we have some momentum. Again, hopefully corporate greed doesn't get the better of the studio, but it already kind of seems like it has. It's unfortunate. For now, Bungie has not announced a future Destiny game. Destiny 2's final live service update arrives on June 9th, and after that, the franchise future looks more uncertain than ever. So, again, I mean, I can just go on and on and on, in and around just all these things. And so, again, part of the frustration really comes down to, you know, why it is that Destiny isn't being greenlit. Part of it is why Sony is okay, there's a lot of different videos we're gonna probably look at this week. Reacting to reactions. Funny enough, as kind of meta as that may be, looking and reading all the different things that can happen and all the different ways that it can kind of show up in that way as well, which is really sad, right? Which is ultimately really sad. But again, we'll be reacting to certain videos. We'll be reacting to the ways that, big major, content creators, again, like Astacross, like Maddox, like Dado, really looking at content, looking at videos that folks have really put together, highlighting them as well, creating, some airtime for them to come through and do incredible, amazing things. I think it'd be incredibly important overall. But again, keeping folks in the dark, never a good idea, no matter what company you are. And I hope that this reporting, again, when good journalism happens, right, like, the dark corners start to get lit up, which is more important than trying to keep and or save face. All right, kind of is what it is at that point. But